Hello, hello, friends. Good morning. Hello to those of you tuning in the future. Last time we determined that this new character, Myron Casey, he is Kentucky's most hated resident currently. I don't think anybody has him beat. Nobody alive, anyway. He's killed 7 zombies in one day. Lazy in this world. So, will he redeem himself? This is the question. Will he redeem himself, or will he go down in history as Kentucky's most hated? Hello, hello. Not much. Oh, before I get started too far into it, if you notice some red on my face, I'm having a little bit of an allergic reaction. I took a pill. It'll go away. Don't worry about me. But yes, other than that, I'm doing great. Just a little itchy. So what I'm gonna have him do, after having thought about it for the night, he's gonna have a nice night's rest first. I feel like he would just leave this here. I'm just gonna place it there. That's his contribution so far. Well, somebody else was unlucky, but he's not so far. This is what we've determined. He's too lucky to like. Doesn't deserve anything he's got here. I think I'm just gonna keep the food on me. Caffeine pills and sleeping pills he'll probably need. Antidepressants he might need. We might drive him to the point of depression. He could do some reading. He's got a tracking book here. What's up with you guys? How are we doing today? How we feeling this Wednesday? Yeah, I'm gonna take him on the mission that killed Martina. And if he manages to pull it off, I feel like that's not necessarily the beginning of his redemption arc. That might make us hate him more. Honestly. It depends on how easy it is. Because Martina did a lot of the work there. Once more. You know, if he's just reaping the benefits from somebody else's work again, I don't think it's gonna earn him any points. Just chilling? Alright. Good place to be on a Wednesday. It's morning here, anyway. It is dark. Where's the bathtub? Bathtub will have some water. I don't want to look again. Oh, yes. He's a weird one. Instead of giving him negative traits, it randomized having 2 unused points and just these traits. He's got an iron gut. It's probably his most personality defining trait. He's got cat's eyes, which is good utility. He's a fast reader, and he's a first aider. First aider only gives him a tiny bit of skill though, so that's like he patched up a few people. Which at this point in the apocalypse, kind of expected. Literally can leave the front door open. There's broken windows in this place anyway. We could start the drive. I'm gonna make him eat the chicken feet. I feel like he would be all picky and be like, I've got all these chickens. Why would I be eating their feet? That whole chicken will last us for a little while if we eat it in fourths. Oh, hello, kitty.
Oh, I scooped the cat.
Sorry, my chair is screaming a little bit. Yeah, we've got headlights. It's actually not a very long drive. He is the return of Streamcat. How's the Laurel this morning? She made a happy little face at me. I think she's doing well. We're pretty full up on gas still, so it doesn't feel like he needs to do much before he leaves. He's like, I'm gonna follow the map. What is this map on about? She's probably got lines drawn on it too for routes that she's decided to take. There isn't really a great way to draw on the map in that way. But I don't really mind it because it would get cluttered. I guess they could do it as sort of a draw to endpoints, and it draws a, like, thin blue line down the roads in between or something. There's gotta be a way to do it. But they would have to go through, like, the entire map doing it. That's probably just because it's tedious. Which makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. There are so many systems in this game. We don't really need that. Yes, he's going back to Sheikah. We're gonna see how Myron does. Yeah, he's got his weapons. I feel like he would be the kind of guy to just see the machete and be like, yeah, I'm gonna use the machete. Why wouldn't I? What's the point in saving things? At least it's a pretty drive. Looks like we're into the autumn now. I look at all these trees though, and it's like, what if there's a huge horde of zombies on the other side of the tree line, you know? I wouldn't know. The way that things used to spawn, there definitely would be, you know? Especially since going into tree lines to try to lose them is kind of a good tactic. But then you end up depositing hordes of zombies just behind tree lines. How far is this? Okay, we're nearly there. Thank you. Someday my nose will let me breathe. I know it. Okay, that was down. Yes, there's the bean pond. And a very smelly area next to it. I'm gonna pull in here, see what's going on. Have they moved back into this area? Oh, you can hear the gravel. Like, you can hear the crappy road under the tires. I really like the sound in this game. Very satisfying. You know what? It's the start of the day. He's got a bunch of energy. Let's feed him some chicken. He's there munching, looking at all the corpses like, oh. Apparently he's not a very good driver. I don't know why that keeps happening to me. I think it's just the brakes on this truck are in really rough condition. So if I tap even like a little bit too far in the wrong direction, it drifts really bad. Again, where am I? Okay, there's a little bend there and it goes back down. We got so close to the place. I feel like this is gonna be not very satisfying as far as his redemption arc goes, you know? Like, it's too easy for him. Martinez set him up way too well for this. I was reading some of the tips on the loading screen, and they are funny. They're very funny. It's like, think that you're alone, think that there's no zombies in the area. Hit Q to shout and find out. Which is just such a bad idea. Like, yes, it does work. But that will get you killed in certain locations. Like, if you're in the open like this, it's a little bit better. If there's no sprinters, it's a lot less risky. That guy had an eye patch. He worked at the Knox Distillery. That's a lot of zombies. Okay, he might actually have to fight for it. I find it really cool that that one guy had an eye patch, but I also wonder if wearing it makes you lose your depth perception. Because that would be very funny to me. Guy had an apron, probably another distillery worker. I like that you can kind of tell where the zombies are coming from now. Like, some of them were at work when the apocalypse hit. That would suck. He's a construction worker, so he'd be pretty well set if he ended up in the thick of it during work. Like, he'd have lots of tools around at the very least. No shortage of weapons. Especially if you include the big vehicles. this machete. This character is actually just a really good excuse for me to use the machete as a weapon, finally. Yeah, there's quite a few. Interesting outfit, buddy. It's like they're being executed. Beheading them as they jump over the fence. Fence cheese still kind of works. Still kind of works. It seems like the weapon really matters with it now. Because this machete is quick enough to actually catch them before they start the lunge. And it doesn't prevent it from triggering. Like, you can't stomp them until they're at a certain amount of over the fence. Which makes sense. Like, their head has to be down enough to actually get stomped. Right? Coveralls, rubber gloves, work boots. All of them damaged. Probably because of the machete. I'll take a knife. We can't read the letter. I'm always curious, though. Like, some of the rejection letters and stuff like that, especially, it's like, contains nothing of interest. Are you sure? Because I'm pretty curious. Yeah, vision impairment, half. That's really funny. You like the Becta Corbin over the machete, but machete versus coconut is a pretty clear example of machete's viability in the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, there's probably more options as far as swords now than there used to be. It used to just be machetes and katana. Like, those were your true options. Either somebody had some kind of show sword, you know, and they break pretty fast if you don't know how to use them. Or, the machetes are pretty plentiful. It's a pickaxe with a hammer on one side, a spear point, and a scaled for endurance usage. Not smashing through rocks. But it can totally smash rocks. If it works, it works. I feel like that would work really well. Just for versatility reasons. Sydney Tong. It's kind of an unfortunate name in some ways. Oh. Did you see that miss? It's interesting how you can miss them from so much closer now. What happened there? It's the kind of thing that's gonna get this character killed, though. I am actually really curious about how this one's gonna die. I'm hoping that he doesn't lose a whole bunch of stuff when he does, you know, like... At least don't leave things worse than you found them. But he may just be that kind of guy. Sounds like he was in his last group. Why wouldn't he self-sabotage, you know? I gotta remember to sharpen my weapon between combat. When we hopped in the car initially, it would have been a really good chance for it. And it's probably actually going to help the weapon last if I do that more often. He's going for the car. He ignored me. Is like anybody in there? Crafted denim shirt. Getting smelly over here. Georgina Hood. Real messed up stuff. Hey, those leather gloves aren't really worth keeping. I'm gonna have him wear the distillery cap. I don't know why. Just feels right. He's wearing a bright pink striped polo. I didn't realize that about him under his denim shirt. I can drive and sharpen a machete. Maybe he's got more skills than we gave him credit for. What is he, driving with his feet? Any of you sprinters? I don't like when they just stand there. I don't know how fast they move yet. I don't want to kill you in the road. Come on, guys. Okay, they're not all that speedy. Two for one sale, yeah. This is why I love multi-hit. It's just very, very satisfying. I can see the argument where, like, most things it's not going to do too much damage if you're hitting multiple things with the same strike, but it's so satisfying to be able to do. And there's very few of them that don't make any sense, you know? Most of them make some kind of sense to be able to hit multiple zombies with. Are you sprinters? No, just speedwalkers. Okay. Okay, they're starting to come out of the place. Oh, look at the guy with the hat and the school bag. They don't have children in this game, so that's about the closest to a child that exists in this game. There's the implication of children, like the children's rooms, the toys, and stuff like that, but apparently they not only didn't become zombies, but they ceased to exist. I think that's the strangest thing in this. It's like, the children were raptured. None of the news stations are talking about it. They're all distracted by the zombie apocalypse. there's a book in the backpack. We will take it. Alright, we can sharpen it again. And yeah, I think doing it frequently is the move. There's not really anywhere where you won't be smelling something bad. He's getting queasy so easily too. Like, I thought you had an iron gut. Less chance to have food illness, but he's still like, ooh, that smell bad. Feel like Martina and Fanny could deal with the smells for a bit longer than he has so far before getting queasy. He's clearly not used to being the one fighting the zombies. It's not good for the engine necessarily to be leaving it on like that. So I'm gonna turn it off. Just because I am willing to risk his life. Guy had knee pads on. Again, I don't really like the knee pads personally because the discomfort ends up being a bigger disadvantage. I just like my characters agile. I feel like the cap kind of works on him. All the characters should have their own kind of look, you know? Otherwise, how am I gonna recognize them? I realized, looking back through the VODs as well, Martina started with short hair. Her hair actually grew over the time that, that we were with her. The apocalypse changed her, you know? He'll start growing facial hair, I'm pretty sure, if we leave it long enough. But I haven't, well... the male characters that I've controlled don't tend to have good luck. I don't know that I've lasted that long with them. I don't know what it is. One of my first male Sims that I played actually had a similar thing happen, though. I basically always liked to make my Sims unlucky just because... Well, there's this thing in The Sims where if you're unlucky and you die because of your misfortune, the Grim Reaper is literally just so amused by watching you be unlucky in life that they let you keep living. They're like, no, keep going. The show must go on. And normally, that was alright, you know? Like, it was not too much of an inconvenience for most of my Sims. However, the first male Sim that I play, who happened to be gay, he was like, literally every day when he'd leave work, an asteroid would fall and try to hit him, you know? Like... The world was out to get him, trying to kill him actively. Oh shit. Oh shit. Ooh. I hate when they lunge like that. If that was the way he died, that would have been funny. Yeah, like anything that could, like, it was like he was constantly looking through a telescope or something. He just always had a chance of a meteor falling on him, so he became like agoraphobic. It was horrible. I have a feeling about this one though. Myron, I feel like he's gonna survive longer than anybody is comfortable with. Probably not like a really, really long time, but for this character, it'll be too long. He's just too lucky, you know? He's so queasy, overwhelming stench. Brought cattle farm. Look at all these trailers. There's keys over here too. Keys to a livestock trailer. Do we even need keys to them? I guess they must be locked sometimes. Alright, plenty of company in the area. Oh, friendship bracelet. There's a suspicious lack of sprinters for how many zombies we've seen so far. Have time to check the large barn at the left. I mean, we definitely want to be checking all of this. We kind of just gotta clear the area first, though. Don't know if it's gonna be this in-game day that we end up searching the place. But we have a little place that's cleared that we can stay for the night. Also, welcome, Josh. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of animals here that we want to bring back to our house. Oh, the machete, bro. It's so sad. It's so sad. Do we drop anything else? No. See, he would just move right onto the hatchet. He trusts that he will find another weapon that is just as good. Soon enough. Soon enough. Anytime now. Oh, hello. He's swinging so slow with this, though. He does not know how to use an axe. Interesting outfit. It's just the beard hair combo there that's like, what's going on with you? You look like one of the tough zombies in 7 Days to Die. Oh, he's getting drowsy already. We gotta take him back to the temporary base. I think we left the car on. These are all pretty slow, so... Okay, that one's pretty slow too. I was worried. Again, when it's going over the fence, can't really tell. Come on, guys, a little faster now. This is one of those moments where a sprinter shows up and this doesn't work. He is not in good enough shape for that. Start. Chuck was not, in fact, still on. That was a bit close, yeah. This is what I'm saying. This guy is too lucky. It seems like it's just gonna keep happening. Alright, so we go back up Karen Highway. Okay then. Don't get sick. Yeah, I'm trying not to. I think it's just allergies because I was having like a skin response too earlier. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've been going back and forth this winter with a little bit of like sneezing and stuff. Okay. It really is a shame that that machete broke. I was enjoying using it. There's where we left it. We can take that with us. Put it in the back of the truck. That's just a shame, a rotten pear. I'm allergic in real life, but I love them. It's terrible. I love that this place has a sliding door like that. Now, I'm gonna make him kind of just sit here for a while, because I don't want him going to bed ridiculously early. He's getting bored. Alright. Now we can go to bed. Hopefully he won't wake up at a ridiculously early hour again. He slept in nearly to 8. Good on him. We actually have light to fight by. It does take him a minute to eat a fourth of a chicken. Yes, and we have the keys for this one. I feel like this one's gonna be in better shape just from the look of it, but we can have a check. Engine quality 79. It's pretty nice. It's pretty loud, but that's a really nice engine quality. This truck that we're looking at right now, because of that engine quality, it's probably worth keeping in good condition. This truck will probably be scrapped for parts and mechanics skill, basically. With that truck there, once we get some gas in it. Why are they trying to get out? What's up, buddy? Dying of thirst. Okay. Got you. What can I do for them? Do they have water? They just don't have any water? This is one of those places you kind of gotta take one of these outside early on. We're gonna have to get these pigs back home soon. But we'll see if we can fill this with at least a little bit of water in the meantime so they don't try to break their way out. And then if it rains, this will fill up now that it's outside. There's a sink there that we can probably get a little bit of water out of. There are 2 boars here now. So they probably will end up fighting, but you know what? They can figure that out amongst themselves. This guy is clearly not a farmer. He does not see the harm in it. Is this one's pathing messed up? One of them's screaming. Which one is screaming? You know what? Good enough. Forgot to use gas can. Probably could have used the gas can for water in that instance. I don't know how much water is in that sink, though. Check on them at the end of the day, see how they're feeling. Just don't want to be carrying around a gas can with water in it. There'd definitely be room to dump it. In the trough, though. I'm just focused on actually getting out here and fighting while there's daylight, to be real. Did not want those pigs to distract me for very long, but also don't want them to die of thirst. Gas can of 10 liters of milk? Well, you do eventually get to have enough gas cans that, may as well. It's an easy pour container for milk, isn't it? As long as you're strong. There's a lighter in that backpack. Nice. I'm not liking how slow the swing is on the axe, but it kind of just has to get better with it. That's gonna change. So now that the liquids give, calories, actually sounds like a decent idea, carrying around milk like that. Man, they all heard me today. Yeah, that's part of why we are on this adventure. We spawned in Echo Creek, and it was all sheeps and chicken. Sheep and chickens. Not even turkeys at the one little house with the coop. So we ended up having to go all the way over here to find some cows because our characters were just wasting away. Could not get enough food because they didn't have fats to work with. I've got the zombie spawns amped way up, as you can probably tell, from how many we're having to fight here. But also I have the loot settings, especially for food, kind of sparse. Don't like that he's out of breath. But at least we have space to kite them into. Oh yeah. With the settings that I'm using, and yeah, I'm just gonna pause to say Echo Creek for you. Josh is saying Echo Creek for them. Nice is nice early, but harsh in the end game because it's a small city. It's why Rosewood or Riverside is still the best choice for many players. I absolutely agree. Echo Creek is good if you're really interested in all of the sort of building stuff yourself, crafting stuff yourself stuff, because it's got just enough that you can mostly pick up all the tools to create stuff yourself from. But it doesn't have like a library. It doesn't have a actual proper tool shop. It only has like a garden shop. It doesn't have a grocery store proper. So it's missing a lot of stuff to make it, beyond certain playstyles, viable for the long term. Like, you really have to set it up so you're producing everything yourself. If you're gonna be in Echo Creek, is what it seems like. But yeah, the zombie settings that I'm using are basically for a server of 3 or 4 people. So, Echo Creek is actually the only viable city with crazy zombie settings. Just because it's sparsely enough populated. I tried in all of the other places, you'd have to go through several characters to just be able to clear a spot to live. Initially, this world was just to test my server settings. Let's see, we still have more showing up. We're gonna want another weapon. But yeah, couldn't live more than like a day in any other city. Rosewood is really, really good though. If you can get to the fire station, then you can make it viable. Like if you can get the fire station, then you've got the rest of the town in the bag. Riverside is generally pretty nice on spawns. That was the second most viable from what I remember. Like, I lasted the longest there besides in Echo Creek. He's gonna have to learn how to use these weapons, man. Okay, time to stop. Now Muldrow is much, much harder, absolutely. Muldrow is a different animal now. When I first started playing Zomboid, I started in West Point. To the point where Rosewood was actually way too easy for me after getting used to West Point as the sort of standard beginning. This is why I've ended up messing with zombie settings and stuff like that so much. But Muldrow... One of my friends that I play Zomboid with started in Muldrow. He's one of the few in my group that can like keep up with me, you know. Although I will give credit to my group, they all learned really fast. They are some smart cookies. Once you've survived West Point, the rest is much easier, absolutely. And I was just going into it having no idea that I'd picked one of the hardest towns to grow up in. But it's a good way to do it, you know? Like, if you don't mind dying enough. Because I didn't mind. In the early days of playing Zomboid for me, I thought it was actually really fun how difficult it is to survive. Not knowing what I'm doing, you know? Especially, the interface does take a little bit of getting used to. I think that is the thing that took the longest for everybody that I've introduced to this game, is literally just once you have the controls down and just the basic idea of how the controls tend to work, then it's down to what are your survival instincts like, you know? Like, if you found yourself in this situation, what would you try and do? And this is such a detailed game that a lot of the answers you can actually implement some version of, especially with mods. There were even spike pits and like environmental stuff. In Build 41, the modders started doing all kinds of stuff. Woohoo! 50th, woohoo! We got there again, technically, but I think some of the art scammers are probably following and then unfollowing. So actual 50th, grats, welcome. Happy to see you. Alright, I'm gonna stick the gas can in the trunk here. How we doing today? I'm feeding him stale chicken feet. Ate some breakfast, no work, snowed in, living the dream. Oh yeah. I remember I used to wish for snow. Just for a good rest day, you know? I'm doing good. It's pretty snowy here too. Gonna be even more soon. Oh. Joy in being warm. Pretty decent for a Wednesday. Finding it very amusing that this character is so difficult to like because he's following a legend. Can't cook a soup or a stew with chicken foot. Yeah, back at the main place, we have a whole bunch of different like cooking things. But we were trying to find something that we could put the chicken feet in, and I didn't find anything. No recipes required. Feet. Yeah. I don't know if we can add them to any recipes. Oh, what's in this backpack? The purple cloud. I like having extra bags, so I will take it with me. He's all sad. We could let him read one of the books. He's leveling his running. I bet he is. Actually, we can stick these in the garbage bag. Love that they've done this. Being able to put things in containers that are already like in a trunk or something like that. I love that. I think it used to be a mod, like a nested container mod. Alright, we'll let him sit and read for a minute. Get a little happier. There we go. And now we could sit and rest, but we don't really have the food to be waiting that long. check on the pigs, actually. Let's just check on the pigs. Have the boars killed each other yet? No, good. Good, good, good. Okay, this still has water in it, so it looks like we put enough in there. But yeah, these pigs, I definitely do want to take them back with us. Bacon in the apocalypse just sounds like a sick deal. I'm kind of mad that he's the one that gets it instead of Martina, though. Now, going back to the cooking in this game, it seems like they have the intention to add a whole bunch of stuff that they haven't added yet. Like, there's cheesecloths and stuff like that. Gonna get a ticket for not using his blinker. He's driving in the middle of the road, blows through the train stop. There's blood on the hood of his car. He's getting more than a ticket. Assassination? No, instead the knife broke. Shirley Spear. What a name. Now, I'm saving all these things because they can actually, some of them at least, will be able to be melted down later. Hey. Oh, I love that emote. The cat with the knife. That's great. Okay, can I get an animal trailer? That's all I really want. That's all I really want. I would like to go into these places as well, but if I don't get to, I don't get to. See the hand cord. This is one of those that I was saying earlier. It doesn't really make sense to be able to multi-hit with it. However, I'm not mad that I can't. Even more coming out of that place. Put a face on that one. Man, all the gloves are all messed up. Where'd he go? There he is. These zombies are a bit like spiders. Once you see it and know it's there, it's actually spookier to not see the zombie anymore. I know it was there. We're running out of weapons though. I think we already got a key to a farming store. Not 100% though. Alright, I definitely want an animal trailer. Even if we just get an animal trailer and bring back the pigs, then we can bring back a full gas can and get the the nice truck that's at the place that we're using as a temporary base. Yeah, we're gonna have to probably, at the end of this day, go back to the main base just to get food even. I feel like we're gonna be pretty slow hauling the animal trailer. Thought it was under the truck for a second there, like, woo. That sounded close. They just keep coming. Is there like a zombie portal in there? Come on, man. Hate to have walked into the place before we've lured all these out. Oh man. I'll take that screwdriver, use that as a weapon. Hear that? I think they're trying to get out of there. We're doing this at the right time. I'm worried that all those animals are gonna die. They're there to stock up on toilet paper. Have you guys found the toilet paper house before? I've found a few of them, and I like to use the lifestyle mod, so it's actually useful when I do find them. Oh man, he's feeling tired. $10 to $20 in all storage. At least the zombies are giving us more weapons. If we can get this one down. He's tired. Oh man. Finally knocked her down. And she becomes a crawler. Cabinet, toilet paper. Sink, toilet paper. Fridge, toilet paper. Yup. I think I was talking about that like yesterday. I was laughing about it because it's like yes, it's in the bathroom underneath the sink, but it's also in the freezer. You don't really want to use that right away, do you? Depends on how much it burned going out, I guess. See, I'd really like to get in to see the animals. I don't know how many zombies are gonna be, like, in there. I'm gonna have him sit here for a minute, just so he's not on high exertion anymore. Yeah, let's see, I feel like the noise of them trying to break out is drawing more in. Just crawled in the water trough there. Yeah, some of them will have food and water and some don't. We may go in there to some of the animals being dead, but we can't really fight that right now. The pigs at the temporary base are actually okay for now because we put the water trough out there, so I don't think I'm gonna slow down for the animal trailer. Yeah, I was seriously considering honking the horn, looking at that, but I don't want to draw more in, because there's certainly more in the area. I've got it set to random hearing, random, level of navigation. Some of them can open doors and windows, and some of them can't. The speed is random, except there's a 1% chance of sprinters. And that 1% chance changes everything. Martina died to a sprinter that came out of nowhere in this area. This area, we've named it Shikaland. Well, actually, here, I'll show you the map real quick before it's too dark. So, here, Cattle Road, this section of Cattle Road, has been dubbed Karen Highway. And over here, it was named Shikaland. And then we got just through it and broke down. And that's where Sheikah's new car is. You like that I don't make this game more safe? Yeah, I tend to make it less safe, if anything. Now, I do have a saved, game mode, essentially. It's a preset settings, where there's no zombies. It's literally just an empty world, and you can run around and grab everything. Loot is plentiful. I do have a setup for that, just because I wanted to see. I think everybody has this moment at some point in time where they imagine what it would be like to just be alone in a supermarket or something like that. And, no repercussions if you run around and just, eat stuff and enjoy the stuff that's there, It's that kind of vibe, The world is yours, but it is ever so lonely. I think the week 1 mod has to be one of my favorite approaches to this game. It got me back into this game when I was I didn't have a group to play multiplayer with yet. And every time I played the game, it was just too lonely for a little while there. You'd live on this rock by yourself. Sounds like fun. Do I stream that save or do that offline? I haven't streamed it yet, but I'd be willing to make a save like that on stream if there was some interest in it. We'd have to keep it interesting in our own ways with a save like that. Although Build 42, that preset would actually probably be even better, because there's a long term to it. Gotta report this one. There we go. Ah, yes. There is interest. Very cool. But yeah, Build 42, I definitely think it would be more interesting because, eventually the perishable food would go bad. If you want to keep having the same quality of life, you gotta gather up the livestock. There is actually, any level of difficulty to that. So the long term before was not great on that. Eventually you ran out of stuff. Alright, we want Hawthorne Creek Road. You haven't played Build 42. You have maybe 100 hours of Build 41 because you only recently got the game, but it's been really fun. I'm so happy for you. That's such a fun place to be. It's when things are still dangerous, you know? You don't have to be doing server settings for 3 or 4 people for it to feel like high stakes, you know? High risk. I think the scarier the game still feels, the more fun it is. You know? There has to be risk to what you're doing. Build 42, they seem to have changed enough of like some of the animations and the way things work in combat as well to where I am no longer immortal, you know? Like, they can get me. Your longest life was 30 days? Dying is fun. This is it's more of a Dwarf Fortress thing than losing is fun. But also, it tells us right off the bat when we're loading in. This is the story of how you died. The character you made? You know, this, what we're watching right now, this is the story of how Myron Casey dies. It is just a matter of time. Even if they die of old age, because eventually you'll get that perfect situation. There are certain characters where things have just gone so well that eventually I closed out of that save. Like, you know what? They live. They lived, you know? There's nothing to stop them from having lived. Something I really like to do in this game as well. This is how you died is not a motto, it's an inevitability. Yes. You get it. You got it. Oh, we went a little too far, but we can go back down. Yeah, I like to, no fucking way. No fucking way. There was another field. Excuse me? There's another field next to the chicken factory. Why did I not know about this place? There's fucking cows right here. I'm so mad. I forgot about that place. Well, we can bring those cows back with some ropes. Yeah. Yeah, this is why I got to a point where I was playing Build 41 multiplayer with my friends. And I was really enjoying it, but I kept like going back and forth between single player Build 42 and multiplayer Build 41. And just really wanting to play Build 42 with my friends. Like, we need to start a farm. Man, we can rebuild civilization. As long as you get the livestock early enough before they die. Oh, I started this thought several times, but I like to turn respawns off. Peak day, I'll amp it up a bit, you know, like, I'll make peak day a little bit further out, and the multiplier I amp up. But the respawns being off, in my mind, it gives a long-term goal. If there's an end to the zombie spawn, that means that you could plausibly kill all zombies. And that's usually what my runs are, a kill all zombie run. 'Tis the ultimate goal. The short-term goal is survive. It always is. But the long-term... I'm actually so mad that there were cows there. That's upsetting. We went through all of that. You know what? I'm gonna go pick up those cows right now. That is what he's doing today. I don't even care that he's hungry. You know, I care. Okay, I care a little bit. We'll let him go and grab a chicken from the chicken factory too. And I'm taking this rope And I'm gonna walk those cows back. I don't care. We'll walk there too. So we'll have to pick up the truck otherwise. When the zombie is dead, it's dead. Yes. Clearing areas outside of migration should feel productive. That is my feeling on it, yeah. If you only get a short amount of time before the zombies not even migrate in, but just respawn, to me that doesn't feel fulfilling. Where once I've cleared a town, it's clear. There might be like a single zombie in a bathroom somewhere. So you still have to like kind of keep your guard up a little bit. But it actually feels like we've made progress. And that's something that I enjoy in game is and in real life, like even just like the entire fun that I get out of any cleaning thing, if there can be fun had from that. Oh, he's gonna attack me. You know what? I'll kill you first then, buddy. Myron is not beyond this. Yeah, like, if cleaning is fun at all, it's because after the fact, when you look, you can see the progress. You can see how much you've done. The chicken feet, you can't even really cook. So I'm just gonna have him eat them right off. The chicken just chopped them right off and ate them. Ha, chicken, you've chosen to fight. You've chosen death. Absolutely. That is his thinking on it. All right. How are we on water? We actually really need some. I'll check in here. Is there a sink? It's gotta be a sink or something. No? Fine, I'll go in the house. I don't want to fight for fucking water, man. Bastards. Hello, goodbye. Ooh, is there minimum size of area you need for the animal pens? Well, the chicken factory seems to suggest that it doesn't need to be very large. But I still haven't figured it out, because, like, I have that tiny little chicken coop area, right, with the fence. And, I've got rabbits in there right now, and a whole bunch of chickens. And they don't seem to be, like, overly stressed out or anything with the amount of space. That might change when all the chicks grow up. Oh man, that's inconvenient. We're gonna need this space to be clear to be bringing the cows back. Oh my god, just fall. That guy took so many stabs to the head. Yeah, basically my answer is I am not sure at this point. How did I find people to play it with? Did my in real life friends buy it, or did I just join a random multiplayer server one day? I tried joining multiplayer servers, and because I didn't have any friends I was going into it with, it ended up being basically just like how it was when I was playing solo, if not even lonelier, because I was specifically, like, I'd see people on the map, and I'd use that information to avoid where they were, just to avoid conflict, like, I don't want to steal their loot or anything, you know? Like, there was respawning loot. It's not like it was 2 spares, but I don't know. I ended up using the information to avoid people more than actually meet people or befriend people. So what I ended up doing is I just kind of waited for my gaming group to be getting together, looking for games to play together. And at the time, I had the money to do it, and also this is one of the few games in recent years that I've actually wanted to spend more money on. Because, like, I had almost 1,000 hours in the game at that point without even playing with other people. So I'm like, I love this game. I don't actually mind paying for it again. I bought a couple of my friends' copies, and some of the others ended up buying copies of their own. And we all just went from there. It took some time. Like, the learning of the game took some time. I had to be patient with it. But it was worthwhile. I think it was well worth it getting my friends into it. You haven't done multiplayer before because people always talk about all the things being stripped down or disassembled already, and that didn't sound fun. Yeah, there was a Valhalla server or something like that they had a lot of they'd made a lot of decisions with mods and server settings and stuff like that to mitigate the kind of shitty behavior. But yeah, there's certain, there's what is it called? You kind of have to go about things a certain way. There's an etiquette to multiplayer because, yeah, if you go through the grinding methods that involve, like, if you want to build your carpentry and you decide to build your carpentry by deconstructing a whole bunch of stuff, then you have to be considerate of others in that, because if you've deconstructed all the stuff, then nobody can actually use that house anymore. They have to go and find furniture if they want to properly use that house anymore. Not sure if there were more cows over there, but I didn't want to deal with the zombies while I've got the cows on the ropes, because they can get aggressive. The bull will attack me if he gets stressed enough. And that could probably actually kill me. And yeah, I think the cow is drunk. She's got a bit of a swerve. Yeah, she's swerving to the left as well. Still can't believe there were cows there. The one field that I didn't check because I forgot that it even existed. There's not even a house near there. Like, who owns these cows? Why is she going in circles around him? Oh, I called her out. No, that was kind of cute. I think she's telling him to walk faster. Literally walk in circles around him. Yeah. Cow cyclone. Now we will want to go back and see about the place that we were at before where the animals were trying to break out. We're gonna lose the opportunity to have those animals if they die. Look at all of the chicks that we have. Alright, you two don't go in there. No, no, no. There wouldn't probably be a problem with it, but in my head, I'm worried about the cows stepping on the chickens or something. In that close of quarters. They'll do much better over here with the sheep. They are stressed. Okay, I'll back away. Yeah, we're gonna want more cows. Definitely more cows. That bull, I mean... he seems pretty large. I think I will take the rope with me though. So I'm gonna put that in the trunk here. We'll want to stop by and get some gas for this gas can before we leave town. You know, crops can take a while, but how long do baby animals take? I'm really not sure. This character is not good enough at animal care to really have estimates like that either, even if they do exist. But we'll have to see. If it takes several years, then they're definitely thinking longer term than they were before. You know what? He would. Why wouldn't he? Let's barbecue up the chicken. Yeah, that's one I would have to look up, honestly. 'Cause I have not gotten that far in this build. What usually happens in this build, at least, for me, is that they update it in a way that it's worth making a new save just because the zombies will work differently or something like that. Like, the compatibility between patches with this is... oh, unstable. Just leveled in cooking, which means these are done. Let's eat half a chicken, see if his weight is still going down after that. Yeah, I think the cows are necessary. We need cows with milk at a certain point. Yeah. We just need to be able to churn some butter. We may as well just keep them on us. Looks like we're out of tea. Time to put the kettle back on. Uh-huh. Yeah, I looked and it's the last of my cappuccino. Morning coffee done. starting to get chillier. I'm gonna sharpen this up. Eat a little bit more chicken. It was coffee. It does feel worse to be out of, but that depends on the tea as well. If I had a Thai iced tea or something like that, I'd be even more sad. Oh, nice. Welcome back. How was breakfast? What's going on in this game? Well, we discovered that there were actually cows in Echo Creek. 2 of them. Went and grabbed those. No milk in the actual cow, but we've got a bull and a cow now. So now we're going filling up a gas can, and we're going to be going back to the other town to see about the animals that were stuck in the horrible conditions. Horrible conditions. Kentucky Drift. Gas, gas, gas. Yeah, this, the brakes on this truck are not in great shape. I really hope we use... Okay. Alright. We'll refill the truck, too, while we're here. Now, we do actually have the generator book. I'm not sure if he's read it. Fuel side indicator mod is the best. That's base game. This is a modless save right now. So anything that you see in the game right now is base game. They have made that base game, and yeah, it was about time. Yeah! One of the biggest improvements that I've noticed as far as multiplayer goes is that we can see each other on the mini-map now, instead of just the big map. These two both have something stuck in them. Awesome upgrade. Yes, absolutely. With that load. A mason's trowel and a hand fork. Alright. They must have gone after some crafters. Yeah, sitting down in chairs and stuff like that is base game now too. Again, honestly, worth the update just for that. Myron, the stabbing queen. I think I just want to put the gas can in the trunk here, though. There we go. Now, where's those stabbers he picked up? That'll work. Hand fork. I'm still blown away that the hand fork has multi-hit. Very strange to me. Again, not complaining. Certainly enjoy having multi-hit. When you started playing, you were like, Why do I have to sit on the floor? And immediately got mods to let you sit on chairs and beds? Yes. There's one that let you lay down too, wasn't there? Seem to remember it working on single player, but not multiplayer. The one that lets you lay down. Very funny to me. Like, no, don't go for immersion that way. But I didn't have a dedicated server, like, it's just running it myself. It's the little things when it comes to immersion. Which is why I love that the modders are so on point in this community. Project Zomboid is such a good base game to mod. Like, there's so much to it already. Genuinely. Yeah. Like, one thing that's annoying me beyond the inability to make cheese, because one of my goals for Build 42, if they give me the ability to make a pizza from scratch, like literally milk the cows, make the cheese, grow the crops to make the flour, all of that, everything, every little step, even the salt, you know? If I can get that, with mods, I imagine the salt is going to be a modded thing. But we'll see. The cheese, definitely. I want them to add that base game, though. Because they've already got the cheesecloth. They're so close. Like, prying open a door with a crowbar. Yes, the common sense mod is another necessary one in my mind. I do miss proximity inventory quite a bit as well. So far, the mods that I miss the most are the lifestyle mod and proximity inventory. That's pretty much it. The common sense mod is really good, though, just for the crowbar utility. I don't know how much they've added to base game, though, with that, though. To those. I don't know how much they've added to base game. Just... I'm not finding as many crowbars as I used to, it feels like, and they don't last as long. My tendency is to use them as a weapon instead of a tool still. You should distill seawater and use the salt. Exactly. I'd love to be able to do that. Even, like, there's gotta be brackish water or something around here somewhere. We are pretty inland. Seawater's gonna be hard to find. Kentucky isn't near an ocean. No, it is not. But yeah, like, I'd like some way to make salt. Even if that's, like, literally just... There's a factory that you go to that has the biggest deposit of salt in the game or some shit, you know? Salt is so rare in this game, it feels like. It's not rare. It's not rare. You can find plenty of it, but you can use it as so many things. Very easy to just use it as a seasoning or something like that. And at the same time, you need it for so many baking recipes. Like, there's no way around that. For some reason, you can't just not add salt. Salt mine, yeah, I feel like a salt mine maybe could be viable. I don't know. Salt mine seems like it would need to have ocean water nearby, but yeah. You catch my drift where it's like there's gotta be some way at it that doesn't feel too immersion breaking. I need a source of salt. As a gamer, I apparently am not salty enough on my own. on, guys. Any sprinters? Any speedy boys? Alright. Oh. He's getting a little better with the axe, it feels like. What the hell? I was pretty sure I was standing on him, but I must have stepped away just long enough. Hello, neighbors. There's the +1 axe. Ooh. Kentucky has historical saltpeter mines. Potassium nitrate for gunpowder. Like saltpeter cave, Carter caves, and Great Saltpeter Cave Preserve. So you can have your salt be lore accurate. I mean... you could make gunpowder with that. I'm going a completely different direction there. I don't know if that's the salt that we're thinking of, though. And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Yeah, anybody else? I'm gonna have him go and sit down for a second. Because I don't want to walk into there already out of breath. What it's looking like. We may have a chance of this day. Oh, it is dark. It's a good thing we have a flashlight. The animals are definitely trying to get out. Okay. Oh, there are sprinters. See, I don't want to be in there with the flashlight and have these guys run in after me. So we'll do some clearing. Come on, sprinter. It hasn't spotted me yet. I hate that. is the sprinter not noticing me? This is really unnerving. Yeah, see, I hate when they wait like that. So you have to be in the right timing with the strike to actually catch them. Okay. See, she tried to like shove him when he was already on the ground. Okay. It is really loud in there. Seeing lots of sheep. Well-fed, thirsty, though. Why is it thirsty? It's got water in there. A lot of sheep. I don't really want more sheep. We had way too many at the other place. We do have cows here, though. And some pigs. I don't see any turkeys. Little sheepies, though. It is amazingly dark in here. This one does have a baby. Looks like water is most of the problem. There really are so many sheep in this world. I don't think I can reach his head under there. Yeah, lots of pigs, lots of sheep. I think if we do this, they might be okay. Where are they going? Huh. Here, I'll just open everything up. Hopefully they'll figure it out. cruel for days, absolutely. Yeah, the sheep in there with babies might actually be producing milk as well. Might want to take some of the sheep in the baby sheep bag. I'm gonna have to decide what to do with all this. So we can only take so many back at one time. And this is about where I'm gonna be stopping for the day. I think I'll leave us here so that we can make a decision right away. But yes, it has been fun. Happy to see some new faces, meet some new friends today. Have a very merry time zone.